So I have a very fun video. It is a challenge that I put myself up to celebrate my 6 years being on BookTube, and I can't wait to share this with you. If you're new here, my name is Melanie. Thank you for stopping by. I totally appreciate you guys making comments on the video and just being here. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and say all so you get all the videos if you're enjoying this content. Let's get into the video. Okay, I have some really amazing candy that's over here and some junk food that I can't wait to dive into. And I've paired each one of these candies with a book. I'm not a huge cake fan, and I like some cake, cupcakes a little bit, stuff like that for celebration. I'm a junkie fanatic, and I have to limit myself daily. If there's candy in this house, I have to eat it. I don't usually buy candy so that I avoid eating it. Chips, on the other hand, can be a problem, and yeah, we're just gonna say that. I love my chips. Okay, I'm just gonna start with this one because it is my ultimate favorite candy. They are feet. I don't know why I love these so much, but I do. There's a saying, I put my foot in my mouth, and I don't know where that saying's from. I don't know why that saying is even a saying, but it is. And these are my favorite candies. And so I kind of put my foot in my mouth with this book. It was a little bit harder to chew. It became a book that I was so happy in the end to have read, but I picked the wrong person right from the very beginning. Very good book. Super amazing. My first Agatha Christie. You can see how I tried to solve it up here, but it ended up being sweet in the end. I'm gonna get a sugar high with this. I'm gonna do one more for just because. So a lot of these candies are like literally my favorite candies. My mouth is literally watering from it. Sometimes at work at my other job, there was a gas station that was close to where we were working, and I would go on my break and get this, and I would down one of these wine gums on my break. It was that bad. I don't recommend doing that. It's not very healthy to eat all in one sitting. And I got a classic black one. So these are wine gums by Maynard's. I don't know if you can see that. They have a little crown on them. They're so cute. The reason why I picked these is one, I love them. Two, I thought, you know what? These are kind of classic, and wine reminds me of like age, and my daughter and I were trying to think of something, and she was like, Mom, wine's like classy and like elegant, but it's also like a classic. And I was like, yeah, that's so true. So we came up with trying to find a book that's like classy but gets better with age, kind of like wine. That is the candy that I chose, and the book that I picked for it was Chronicles of Narnia. This book, I just feel like it gets better and better and better with age. It's by C.S. Lewis, and I absolutely love this. This is the whole set, and I've read this whole set in one sitting pretty much. But I'm serious, it gets better with age. And the movies, to me, did not destroy at all the classic beauty of these books at all. And the allegory it sets is just so beautiful. So that is the classic that I feel like just gets better with age and just can never go bad. And I paired it with these wine gums. This is gonna take a long time to chew. Kind of like how long this book is. So good though. These are literally my favorite for a reason. Celebration with a nerd. That is so silly. Celebrating with a nerd. Oh my gosh, that's really funny. Okay, so I picked this next because when I was a little girl, these are what we had. They're nerds. I think it just went so perfect with a book that I'm thinking about. So basically with this candy, I'm pairing it with a book that I feel like the biggest nerd having. I know, it's so cliche, right? It's so funny. I will eat these as well as have my book, but I'll just show you the book first really quickly. I feel like such a nerd having this book, but I actually really like this book. But it's Emily Post's Etiquette, America's foremost etiquette authority for more than half a century. Now completely revised and updated for the way we live today. So it's the 15th edition by Elizabeth L. Post, and I actually really like this book. I've used it many times. It is a honkin' book. Like, this thing is huge. I feel like such a nerd having it, but I love it so much. Kind of like these little nerds. You know, I love the terminology book nerd, actually. I think it's actually really cute, and I am not ashamed of using it ever. If I can get this box open. Look how cute they are inside. I used to love these when I was a kid. Seriously, I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you see that? Such goodness. But the problem with nerds, they get everywhere. You know what candy I should have gotten? It's so tangy. It's get you right in the jowls. Okay, you know what candy I just thought of now that I popped these in my mouth is those candies that fizzle and pop. They're so good. That would have been really fun for a book comparison to pick a book for. Something that's unexpected and like explosion in your mouth. Ooh, that would have been so good. But nerds are good. With all these candies, I'm just letting you know that I'm not keeping these. These are going to my kids because I will literally eat all of this stuff. And I have like no shame with it. It's so bad. So I have to keep it away from me. So a couple little bites here and there, and I'm gonna literally give these to my kids so that I don't have them, and it's perfect because it's Easter time, so they're just gonna be so happy with this. My other favorite candy besides a Mars bar is the Reese's Pieces. This is definitely a classic. My daughter and I kind of thought about how a Reese's cup is like something you wouldn't expect inside. It's quite a nice surprise. It goes down very smooth and sweet. So for this candy, I picked the book Monster by Frank Peretti. And the reason why is because it's a little dark on the outside. And when you're reading this book, I actually really didn't like it at first. But then as I realized what the plot was and the ending, it was smooth and it went down smooth. And it was such a great ending for this book, but you just didn't expect it. I thought it was going something totally different and almost like unbiblical, but in the end it ended up being very good, and it so surprised me. And I actually think the circle is really fun because it goes with the Reese's Pieces circle, so it was a perfect pairing for that treat. Now I get to eat it. You know what I used to do when I was living on my own? I don't know if you guys know this, but I actually have been living on my own since I was 16. And I got my first apartment when I just had turned 18 or 17. It took a lot of convincing to get someone to give me an apartment. But I was a very responsible girl, for the most part. And I used to, after work, I would go to the store and I would pick up Reese's Pieces and I would put them in the freezer, and as a snack, as a treat, I would have one of these. So they're very nostalgic to me, and yes. So good. I do think they're better frozen, but still very good. So good. The next, I have these two lovelies. I actually really enjoy licorice. Either one of these I really like. They're my favorite, especially when I go to movie theaters. I love these. These here are really nostalgic to me as well. I picked two because I love both of these for one. But my daughter came up with a really nice theme of this one. And I came up one for this one. So they're different flavors. Obviously this is strawberry and this is cherry. These are Canadian snacks, so I'm not sure what you guys have. I shouldn't say snacks. These are not snacks. These are definitely junk food. But These are Canadian, so I don't know if you guys know what these are, but this is basically like a licorice, but this is a cherry flavored and they're smaller. They're harder, like a little chewier. This is a regular just licorice and they're called Twizzlers. So yes, I can't wait to try these. So for the small one, I chose to pair it with a book that is short and sweet. For that one, I picked this book. It is The Uncertain Choice, Jodie Hedlund. I like her books, these kind of books, because they actually are very short and they're very sweet. This is part of a series. This is the first one in the series. It's very, very good. I liked this one the most, I believe. And yeah, I just really like these kind of short and sweet books. So it's perfect pairing for the nibs. I haven't had a lot of candy. Thankfully I have children, so they eat a lot of it before I get to, but Halloween's kind of a problem. I love the smell of these. I'm not a cherry fan, but in nibs, I love them. They're so, so good. I almost could eat these over a regular licorice, but man, these are so good. They're just so sweet and so juicy, but they've got texture, like they're a bit harder. So good. Okay. For the Twizzlers, my daughter came up with the idea of it being like a long, these are, see, that was short and sweet. This one's a bit longer, a longer book, but the plot ties in really nicely. Thought that was brilliant, so I had to use it. Kind of like her mama that way. Oh, I'm eating the candy before the book. Hold on. See what I mean? I just dive in and I don't think. This is the book that I chose. This is one of the longer books that I read. It's kind of slow at first, but it ties in so beautifully in the end. And it's a lot longer than normal. Like this is 439 pages. So it's a bigger book than I normally would read. And it is just, it's actually a really sweet story. So it kind of ties into that. I just actually really like this. I can't wait to get the rest of the series so that I can read it all, because I know Julia Clausen's going to make it beautiful and wonderful to read, so I can't wait for that. Okay, now I get to eat the candy. I'll just take a piece of it because I'm getting a bit of a sugar high. I can already feel it, like I'm getting a little bouncy. So I'll just rip off a piece and eat them. Another thing, which I don't know if you guys know, but I used to smoke when I was young. Very bad habit, do not recommend it. And at 16, I quit cold turkey. And at the time, believe it or not, I was actually smoking 2.5 packs a day, which was really, really bad. But my habit was to flick the cigarettes all the time. So what I would do is I would count down for the cravings, but I would also flick the cigarettes with my licorice and eat it. So I had in my mouth, I'd chew, and I would flick, so that would be kind of give me the same motions and feelings, tricking my brain, and it really, really helped. And it also gave me some licorice. So how wrong could that be? So for the next one is this. It's called Takis, but I guess I'm saying it wrong. It's supposed to be Takis. I don't know. It's sweet chili, basically, with dragon something. I don't know. It's intense and it's spicy. Supposedly this is American. I have no idea. Like, I've never seen this before. It's quite a fun thing to try, so we'll see how it goes. For this one, really quickly before we try it, I paired it with Divergent from Veronica Roth. And the reason why is because there's a little bit of spicy scenes in these. Just a little bit, but it's definitely there. You can feel the heat from these books. Literally. I definitely would pair the spiciness of these chips to this book for sure. Ready? They have like a little heat on your tongue. And the flavor is like, kind of reminds me of Doritos. Ooh, but it has like a bit of a kick at the end. Ooh, they actually are really spicy. I'm gonna go for another one. They're pretty spicy. I don't know if I really love the flavor of it, but they They have some kick now. Oh, they're really, you can feel it in the back of your mouth. Wow. Okay. So on this, it has like a little hot meter. It's not quite the top yet, but they be spicy. They have some kick though. They be spicy. Doritos has this chip bag that calls Russian roulette, and you get one that was really spicy, and it's kind of like this. I have to go wash my hands now. So this one is really cute. I've never had this before. It's called a Malteser. I don't know. Oh, they're made from Mars, Canada. It says teasers, and I thought that went really well with books, because a lot of times you'll find that a book at the end will kind of tease you, especially if it's in a series, for the next book, and sometimes leave you on a cliffhanger. What better way than to find a series that is kind of teases you at the end of each book for the next book. It's not a standalone, but actually works as a series, but it kind of teases you at the end. So for that, I picked the Remnant series by Lisa T. Berggren. This is a great series, fantasy, YA. There is a bit of spiciness in this one for sure, in the middle book. Overall, this is a really great series, but they do kind of tease you in each of these books for the next book. Yes, I would definitely think that this fits perfectly to that candy. I'm kind of excited. I used to eat malt balls. I don't know how to say that thing. I have no idea. I used to eat them when I was young, and I loved them so much. Oh wow. I actually really like this. It doesn't have the same, it has the same filling in those. It has that same crunchiness, but there's like little. So it's almost like those chocolates with the Rice Krispies in it. It kind of has the same feel to that. But you can still taste that malt flavor from like the malt balls. So it's actually really, really good. So nummy. I'm seriously getting a sugar high. Like really bad. This isn't really candy, but it is gum, and it's my favorite gum ever. I love this kind. It's a double mint. For the double mint, I think we should go with something that's doubly sweet. I'll eat this gum after. I'm not gonna eat it now because I have one more candy to try. With this one, I'm gonna pair it with The Key to Love by Betsy St. Amand. This book is so sweet, like sweet in the story and sweet in like the writing, because she's talking about all the goodies that they're baking, and they're making at all times. I really love this book for that. I think it's doubly sweet for that reason. This is a great pick for that. So the next one is Starburst, but they're not just any Starburst, they're actually the Duos, which is a new version of Starburst. Starburst is one of my favorite candies as well. I'm not a huge Sour Patch person or sour candy lover. I'm like a huge gummy or sweet candy lover, and so this definitely hits it on the mark. There's so many great Starbursts out there, and Tropical probably is one of my favorites, but the reason why I picked these, okay, so I don't know where I was on that. My camera just totally shut down on me for whatever reason. I have no idea. Maybe I'm eating too much candy and it was like, you need to cut off. I think it's trying to tell me something. Anyways, I was talking about this book for the dual timeline. Not only do you get to listen and learn about history, but you also really get to enjoy the story of this family, two sisters. This follows the first sister, and the second book follows the second. It's actually a whole series. I need to finish the series, but I want to buy it, reread it, and get back into it again. Yes, it did win the Christie Award. Such a great book. And for my 6-year celebration, I'm pairing a book to give away for each video that I create, and this is the book that I want to give away to celebrate that first love of reading Christian fiction and just enjoying Christian fiction in general. So, and realizing that there was so much Christian fiction out there that I had no idea about. So this is a Christian fiction, historical, and contemporary dual timeline sort of story. Yes, I think that's a great pick for that candy. So let's eat the candy. Don't forget to comment below so that you can be in for the draw to win this. I'll be doing the draws up soon, so look out for that. This is the 3rd book in the 6-book giveaway series that I'm doing. So yes, we will be doing the giveaways all in one video. you'll have to look out for that at that time. This isn't fair because they usually wrap it twice and you have this to open. Oh, that was actually really easy. There's blue and yellow, and then there's pink and green. This is strawberry and watermelon. Oh, actually that sounds so good. I think I'm gonna eat it together. I guess you could eat one side and then the other side. So I'm gonna do it together. Mmm. I actually really like that. Oh, I love strawberries. So good. So that's it for the video. I hope you really enjoy it. Don't forget to comment below for that book giveaway. It's a great series to get yourself started in. You will love it, I promise. And if you're interested in history at all, it's so good and gives you different perspective and a really fun family story. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for celebrating 6 years with me. Look out for the next 3 videos where we're gonna be doing 3 giveaways again. Different fun things to kind of celebrate the 6 years that I've been on BookTube. Have a great one. Bye. I did not pair a book with this one because I wasn't 100% sure. Oh, I haven't had this stuff in a long time. Like excuse me, trying to open these with my teeth. Okay, I'm gonna eat some more actually. I think I might save this for a movie night for the kids. That'd be fun. I should have ate this after. Let me have it too. Ready? Here. They're pretty good. Oh, me and chips. This is really bad. I'll probably eat all these and really rate it. It reminds me of Doritos has like this chip. Excuse me. I hate talking with my mouth full. It's still hitting my back of my throat. Okay, and I have no nails, and that really sucks. This is terrible. Don't they usually have like the thing where it wraps around it and you can just take it off? Okay, I'm giving up on this one. I'm gonna have this later. I literally hear that. And you said you didn't want to be in it. I should just leave that in there. Good thing I get to edit. I think I'm gonna have to like hide a couple of these before I give it to my kids.